Hey, hello. Welcome back to the channel, friends, and welcome if you are new. If you are new, hello, I'm Lindsay. Folks call me the service-based business whisperer. They call me tough love wrapped in sugar. They tell me the person who's going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And on this channel, we talk about all things entrepreneurship, personal growth, and playing big. The name of the game around here is to get you all to start taking yourselves seriously as business owners, not just service providers. And how do we grow our brains? How do we grow our businesses? And how do we grow our bank accounts? Hey, coming in hot with a quick little insert. I decided to turn today's video into two videos because it was getting very long and I was sharing a lot of content and I don't want your brains to melt. So the first part of this video are the 7 pillars that you need to be focused on to get sales and bring clients in the door as a service-based entrepreneur. The second part of this video are the 5 daily actions that you need to be doing on repeat until you get your sales up to your first 100K. And then we can talk about scaling. All right, let's get back to part 1 of this video. We're gonna talk today about the best way to get clients as a service-based business owner, because here's the thing. You are brilliant at what you do, right? You have a service that you provide. You have this thing that you do, whether you're B2B or you're B2C, you have a service to sell, right? And you're very good. And odds are, if you are here, you are very passionate and also very committed to making it happen. But here's the thing, right? So many people start businesses as service-based business owners, service-based entrepreneurs, and they think their job is to provide that service. And yeah, that is true. Your job is to provide the service, but if you're gonna add entrepreneur or business owner or founder onto that title, your job is to also generate those clients in the first place before you can serve them. And so we're gonna talk about that today. I'm gonna share my systems, I'm gonna share some of my processes, some steps that you can do, and hopefully break it down for you really nicely. We're also trying a new format today. This is something I have seen people who are in the more teaching world on YouTube do that I really, really love, and that is sharing slides to sort of hit those main points or break down the things that I'm saying. So we're gonna share some slides, we're gonna get into it, and I would love to know what you think. Definitely tell me in the comments what your thoughts are. And also, while you're here, please subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when I do post new videos. Leave a comment, like the video, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, what you want to hear from me. I don't know, just talk with me throughout the video here. Let's freaking get into it. Okay, friends, number 1, your purpose is to change the world, yeah? Most likely you started your business because you wanted to have a positive impact. You wanted to make a change, you wanted to make a difference. But you need to remember, as I said, if you're going to attach founder, business owner, entrepreneur, agency behind your name, you have to remember that your business has some purpose as well. And that is to get sales, to make money, and to be able to work and grow independently of your labor. So you have 2 jobs when you start a business. When you are self-employed, you are both your own boss and your own employee. So you have to consider, as the boss, your job is to get clients. As the employee, your job is to serve those clients. If you think about the service you're providing, if you were working this as a job, what happened? Work was handed to you and you were told to do the work. That was the job. But when you're a business owner, you have to also get those clients in the first place. You didn't have to worry about that when you were doing the job. But now this is why you get paid the big bucks, because you also have to go out and get those clients. So, real talk, getting clients is an active sport. What I mean by that is that you can't just sit and wait for clients to come to you. The amount of times that I talk to people and they're just like, well, why can't clients just discover me? Why can't they just find me? Why can't they just come to me? Is that you? Admit it. No, that's not how it works. There are so many other people who do what you do. And so, first of all, you have to consider that there is, I don't want to say competition. There's always more need than people serving that need. Remember that. There's always more need than people serving that need. It's not about the competition of it all, but there are other people that your perfect potential customer, your ideal customer, is looking at. And how they find them and not you is because those people are out there in the world. They are visible. They're out there connecting. They've got relationships. They're getting referrals. They're getting introductions. They're seeing them places. They're meeting them places. Getting clients is an active sport. You have to be out there in the game playing. You can't just be sitting behind your computer with a beautiful website and great services to sell and just twiddling your thumbs waiting for them to come, right? Okay, Lindsay, I'm ready to get into action. I'm ready to play. What do? You gotta sell. You gotta sell. And that's the thing. A lot of entrepreneurs do not consider that. And if that's you, you are in very good company. I have been doing this now 25 years. Most entrepreneurs, full stop, no matter what business model they have, whether they're in tech or they're selling some kind of product, they're in maybe a restaurant or some sort of brick and mortar location, they are a service provider, all of them, they start their businesses with this problem they want to solve, this solution they want to bring to the world, this impact they want to make, or maybe they just want to make lots of money, but they don't consider that they have to sell. So you're in very good company here. But here's the thing, if you don't know how to sell, okay, so then what, right? A lot of people come to me, how do I convince people to buy from me? First of all, we don't convince. We'll talk about that later or in another video. But for right now, you're going, how do I convince? How do I find? How do they find me? What do I say? How do I get them on a call? When I'm on a call, what do I say on this call? You know, do I need a CRM? Do you know what a CRM is? If you don't know what a CRM is, tell me in the comments, okay? I'll make a video on CRMs. But it's like, what do I actually do? Like I get that I have to sell, but what do I actually do? And that's what I want to get into today. What are the day-to-day things that you need to do in order to sell? Now, this isn't going to be a sales training video. This is more of a sales system video, but don't worry, more will come, more will come. So friends, selling is a skill. And this is the thing that I want you to let yourself embrace so that you don't freak out when you just go, oh, but I can't sell. Oh, selling's so icky. Oh. Listen, it's a skill. You can learn skills. And that's really great news because guess what? You are able to learn. You have a wonderful, beautiful, magical brain that has the capacity to learn new skills. And the way that I teach it around here, it's all about consent. We take an ick-free approach to selling. We see sales as customer service. Your customers are out there. They want what you've got. Your job is to let them know that you exist and make it clear and easy for them to buy from you. As you'll hear me say over and over and over, your ideal customer is the person who wants what you're selling and has the money to pay for it. That's it. It's not about convincing people because your ideal customer wants what you're selling and has the money to pay for it. It's not about being manipulative or being icky because your customer wants what you're selling and has the money to pay for it. So when you understand that, you can relax a little and go, okay, my ideal customer wants what I'm selling and has the money to pay for it. So now my job is to make sure that I am visible to them. They know I exist and I make it clear and easy for them to buy. This is one of my video topics I want to make, but there are 5 areas that you need to look at because if you have an offer and nobody is buying it, there is something wrong in these 5 areas, and I am going to make a video on that. If you already know what they are, throw it in the comments. I want to hear. We'll do like a little test. Tell me if you know what those 5 things are. But selling is a skill, friends. It's okay if you don't know how to sell. I have been selling and developing my own ick-free sales process since I was like 10 years old. I love selling because I understand it's just customer service. It is somebody wants something, we've got that thing. How do I connect you to and make magic happen? Right? Because it is a skill and we do get better and better at it. We do get more confident. We understand that it is just customer service, which allows us to relax. And again, as I said, if things are not selling, there is something broken. That's a bigger conversation. We got to look into that. But you can absolutely learn the skill of selling. So what actually builds the business? If I can learn the skill of selling, what do I need to actually do to sell, to build the business? The very first concept I want you to embrace is that self-made isn't real. This idea of being a self-made millionaire or a self-made successful entrepreneur or business owner or whatever, that's not true. That's not a thing. Your business growth is going to come through your relationships with other people. Everything that's going to come into your world, clients, opportunities, introductions, resources, growth, friends, connection, adventure, fun, play, everything is going to come through your relationships with other people. I want you to reframe your mindset from business owner being about the services that you provide. That's just the product your company sells. That is not the company, right? And the growth of that company is going to come from your relationships. Let's talk about now where your time needs to go. Because if I'm sitting here telling you that your business is going to grow through relationships, you're going, okay, but when do I grow relationships? How do I grow relationships? And what about all the millions of other things that I need to do? So let's look at the actual breakdown of where your time should be going. 60% of your time should be spent building relationships. 60% of your time should be spent building relationships, connecting with new people, reconnecting with existing people, having meetings, having lunches, having get-togethers, following up, reconnecting again, building relationships. And here's the thing that kind of irks me when I talk to new entrepreneurs, and honestly, even just like people in general, This idea that I network, I meet somebody, I send an email, we have a meeting, and that's it. And all of a sudden, we're going to be besties and we're going to send each other referrals and we're going to do business together and all these things. No. Do you know how long it takes to build a relationship? I actually asked that rhetorically because I don't know. I know there's like some sort of like, it takes this many hours to build a friendship or this many years. I don't know. But the way I describe it is this, right? We got our grooves in our brain and we run those grooves all day, every day, right? On autopilot. And so when we go to text somebody, we have that groove there. When we go to email, we have that groove. When we go to refer someone, we have that groove. When we go to ask someone to come do a speaking opportunity, we have that groove. We have all the grooves of the people in our lives, in our relationships, right? So when we are meeting somebody new, we have to create a new groove for them and we want them to create a new groove for us. So meeting someone, shaking a hand, having a virtual meeting or a coffee, and that's it, does not grow the groove. After that, that person is gone. Admit it. How many people have you met and then you completely forgot that they existed, right? Or is that just like a neurospicy thing? But it does happen. We meet people and then we forget because they're not a groove yet. Relationships take time to build. You don't just have one meeting and that's it. You continue to have check-ins. Every month, every quarter, you should be connecting, sending emails, connecting on social media, sending gifts or memes to each other, whatever. It takes time and effort to build relationships. This is a bit of a stop moment for you right now. If you are a service provider and you want to have a thriving, successful business and you don't like people, and you don't like building relationships, that is something to definitely investigate. Again, I will always come back to, we are social animals. It is natural for us to be in community and connected with people, to be social. I understand that for some people, they might feel a little bit tired and a little bit peopled out when they're spending a lot of time with people. Great. Set up time to rest and recharge. That's normal. That's not an abnormal thing. In fact, I have a video, I'll share it in the description, and it talks about, is friendship an inconvenience? That's a live that we did. And yeah, it is inconvenience. It's supposed to be. We need to really check ourselves on how we define things like inconvenience, friendship, relationship. Because when we look at relationships through the lens of capitalism and peak productivity, it's always going to be an inconvenience. If we look at it through the lens of the gig economy and outsourcing, pay people to do things that friends normally do for each other, that's going to look that way. We need to really break down our relationship to community, to village, to friend, to relationship, to responsibility to each other, because in this late stage capitalist hellscape, it has gotten really, really bleak. Okay, so yes, as a service provider, your business is going to grow through your relationships. You should be spending 60% of your time building relationships. 20% of your time is going to go to delivering services, and then 20% of your time is going to go to all the other stuff: administrative support, emails, calendars, invoicing, bookkeeping, creating content, whatever. There's 20% for administrative, running the business, all that behind the scenes stuff, 20% for delivery, and then 60% building relationships. That's with potential customers, clients, referral partners, collaboration partners, leaders of organizations, biz besties, what have you. There's a lot of different relationships you're going to want to build. And again, I have a video on the 4 types of networks you want to build that I'm going to put in the description for you. Go watch that one as well. It's an important one. But here's where we're ultimately wanting to get to. Remember how I said your business's purpose is to get sales, make money, and grow independently of your free labor? Well, big hint here, as you begin to scale your business, you're going to be able to start outsourcing a lot of that behind the scenes stuff, and even the service delivery stuff. You're going to be able to replace yourself more and more so that you can focus on building relationships, moving and shaking, steering the ship, moving the business forward into bigger and cooler ways, or whatever you want it to look like, and you're going to have people to help with the other stuff. So yeah, in the early years of building a business, my friends, you're going to work hard. You're going to work very hard. You're going to be tired. That is normal. And that's going to be like that for a few years until you crack the code in your own business to what brings in growth, what brings in sales, how do we streamline all of our systems and operations and processes, and how do we start bringing people in to be able to replace you so that you are not working so dang hard all the time. And that brings us to the 7 pillars for growing a service-based business. Because here's the thing, service-based businesses follow a very specific trajectory that is different than product-based businesses or tech businesses or brick and mortar, hospitality, food and beverage, retail, right? All those businesses, they have a trajectory. They get investors, they raise funds, they find manufacturers, they find partners, whatever. They have their own trajectories that they're going to follow. A lot of times in the service-based business world, These businesses are not taken as seriously, even though service-based businesses make up over 80% of small businesses here in Canada. And also here in Canada, over 86% of businesses started by women are service-based businesses. They are the literal backbone of our society. Without service providers, so many things just wouldn't happen. Yet a lot of times they are treated as lifestyle businesses, as people who are self-employed. If you don't even have at least one employee, you're not even considered an entrepreneur here in Canada anyways. They don't consider you an entrepreneur until you have an employee. You're just considered self-employed. And so unfortunately, because self-employment and or service-based businesses are not these big, sexy businesses the way that tech companies are, when they can take off to a multi-hundred million to billion-dollar, valuation, or products that take the world by storm and on Oprah's top list. Does she still do that? Anyways, service providers are like the quiet, the quiet backbone behind the scenes that are making sure everything in our world keeps running and keeps happening. They're the people that are building your homes, the people that are watching your kids, the people that are making you meals. They're the people that are providing therapy or coaching or personal training. And that being said, a lot of service-based businesses are self-funded. There is no investor coming to give you money. There is no capital to be raised. There's traditional loans, but those don't get you very far, and they come with a lot of responsibility, especially in the beginning. Your business growth is going to come from your sales revenue. Without revenue, without money coming in, your business cannot exist. It cannot grow. So we have to be mindful of how we grow a service-based business and make sure the advice that we're taking is the advice for your business, not for a different type of business like tech or product, etc. So pillar number 1, build your 4 networks. Shocker. So if you know that everything in your business is going to happen from relationships, then we need to start building relationships. The number 1 priority for you is to build your networks. The next thing, you need to grow your brand and founder visibility. Remember how I said that a lot of business owners, they think, well, why can't my customer just find me? They're going to just discover me. They're going to magically fall into my lap. No, they're going to connect with the people they can see. Right? You need to be visible. Both your brand, your company needs to be visible, but also you as a founder needs to be visible. Especially if you think at some point you might want to get into the thought leadership space. Maybe you want to be paid to do keynote speaking or be on panels, or you want to have a book. Who knows? Whatever that is, a lot of service-based business owners, after 5, 7, 10 years in business, they have learned a ton. They have developed some pretty big beliefs and opinions on things, and they typically want to share those things in the world. It's a very natural progression to go into this thought leadership space after so long in business as a founder, not under necessarily the guise of your company, but you yourself as a business owner and what you've created and learned over time. So we want to start already establishing you as a founder, as well as building that visibility for the company. Remember that selling is just customer service. Your ideal customer is the person who wants what you've got and has the money to pay for you. It's your job to be found, to be discovered, to be visible to them, and then make it clear and easy for them to buy from you. Okay, but what does that mean? What does it mean to grow my visibility? Well, that's when we look at things like public speaking. Where are you getting on podcasts, being interviewed, getting on panels, doing workshops or lunch and learns, doing keynotes? Where are you getting out there so the world, your ecosystems where you want to be known, are getting to know that you exist? And specifically, we want to be looking at other people's audiences, right? Ecosystems that are outside your own. When you're doing your own podcast, your own YouTube, your own Instagram reel, right? That's considered content marketing. We're making content for our existing audience. This right now isn't public speaking. This is content marketing. When I'm talking about public speaking, it's where's the podcast? Where's the panel that you're on? Where are you getting out into the world so the world knows you exist? And of course, there's other forms of visibility, not just public speaking, whether you're getting some media and PR, whether you are being interviewed or writing a guest blog or article. Maybe you're included in someone's newsletter. Maybe you're featuring up in a community or directory of some sort. The concept here is that I need to be visible in the ecosystems that need to know that I exist, where my ideal customer, referral partners, organizational leaders that I want to know exist can come and find me, can see me featured, can hear my brilliance, can see how amazing I am at what I do and what a cool ass person I am. And you might be asking, okay, Lindsay, paid or unpaid? Should I be getting paid for this? People always say exposure doesn't pay your bills. Listen, those people are doing it wrong. Exposure absolutely pays your bills if you're doing it properly. You're in the right audiences, you're talking about the right things, and you've got some sort of sales funnel, some sort of process that pulls them from this speaking engagement, this exposure engagement into your world. For what? Networking calls. And of course, sales calls, but we'll talk about that next, foreshadowing. So we do the networking to meet new people. And then remember those grooves I talked about? We have to learn how to perfect that networking call. And guess what? Networking is not just shop talk. It's not just talking about business. It is about getting to know each other and building relationships. And this isn't the same as a sales call. This is specifically, how do I connect person to person and begin to build professional friendship here? As I describe networking all the time, it's just turning strangers into friends and nurturing those friendships over time. The next thing is you need to perfect the sales call. Specifically, as we say around here, the sales-free sales call. How do you do a sales call that doesn't feel like you're selling? Nobody feels like they're in a sales conversation, right? It is customer service. I have a really great video on that one as well, the perfect sales-free sales call template. Again, I will put that into the description, or you can scroll down to the bottom of my channel and you will find it there. That brings us to number 5, grow your email community. So you're out there getting visible. You're networking. People are starting to know that you exist. Great. Now what do I do with them? Well, there's going to be 2 different things that you do. The first thing we're going to talk about is the email list. So your email list is not the same as your Gmail or your Outlook account. This is a particular email marketing platform like MailerLite, MailChimp. If you use a CRM, your CRM also might have one as well, like Go High Level. This is an email marketing platform. Your email list is your container where you're pulling all those people who are picking up what you're putting down. They love what you're saying. They love what you're all about. They want to stay connected. They want to know what you're up to. They want to hear from you. We create that container where we're pulling everyone from the outside world into that email list, that email community. And then inside your email community is where you build relationships. We build that know, like, trust, right? We share our brilliance. We share a bit of ourselves. We get replies. We hear back from our people. We might even be doing gatherings. That's something that a lot of service providers will do early on when they're still very much in their market research phase for those first couple of years. They're hosting gatherings. They're gathering people together online or in real life to get up close and personal with their customer. You need to remember that in your early years, you're going to be doing a lot of guessing until you figure it out. But you can't just stop at guessing. We need to be getting that interaction, those networking events, visibility opportunities, networking calls, sales calls, email community gatherings online or in real life. We need to be getting up close and personal every chance we get with our customers to just talk, listen, ask questions, and make sure that our offers, our pricing, our marketing, our sales process, all that stuff is aligned. If you think about your business as a giant science experiment in the first couple of years, and you are a scientist, your job is to put on that scientist hat and then go and collect data. Go and figure out what works, what doesn't, what lands, what falls flat, what excites people, what bores people, what turns the folks into a customer, what makes them say no. You need to gather all of that data. So having an email community is a really important part of that data collection. That takes us to number 6, which is optimize and automate your CRM. So I get asked all the time, Lindsay, do I need an email list or do I need a CRM? You need both. I have a YouTube live that I did on that. I will put the replay again in the description. You guys, I have so much content. Anyways, do I need an email list? Do I need a CRM? If you're a service provider, your email list is your community. It's your marketing tool. It's where you're gathering everyone from outside the world, bringing them into your world and having direct communication with them. Your CRM is where you manage your relationship. CRM stands for client or customer relationship management. It is where you're going to track all of the people that you're meeting. You're going to create tags for people. You're going to label and categorize. You're going to put them into sales pipelines. You're going to schedule follow-up emails and follow-up meetings. This is the engine of the business. This is the heart of the business. You need it. This is the sales system. And yes, I am going to make a video all about CRMs. It's going to happen. But for now, I do have the YouTube video that I'm going to put in the description for you to understand the difference of the two. But you need to have an optimized and automated CRM. You need to have a way to keep track of all the cool people you're meeting and all the conversations you're having, all the next steps you're having. And then, of course, having that sales pipeline so you can see as people move through your sales process to further refine your sales pipelines, your sales process. The other thing with having an optimized and automated CRM is that you're able to hand that off. That is something that we want to get nailed down and working so seamlessly that you can have somebody come in who then manages that. They can be doing outreach, they can be doing follow-up, they can be managing tasks, they can be managing the sales journey and the sales process. You can give that to someone else to run. Remember what I said, the first couple of years, you're going to be doing almost everything yourself. It is what it is, right? But we want to be always considering, is what I'm doing ultimately scalable? Can I ultimately get it out of my head into a system so somebody else can do it, so I can spend more time on relationships and also more time not working. Your business shouldn't be sucking you dry. It shouldn't be taking all your time, energy, and money. It will in the first few years, okay? It's going to. Relax. Let it happen. Embrace. Surrender. But it shouldn't be like that forever. That's not sustainable for 10, 15, 20 years. We want a business that is ideally supporting your lifestyle, not taking over your life. So by having an automated and optimized CRM, that is a huge part in doing that. When I first started my business, I could keep everybody in my head. All the opportunities, all the connections, all the names, all the businesses, all the ways we met, all the things we could do together, everything was in my head. Our heads, very powerful. They hold a lot of information, very powerful. But as you get busier, you can't. You can't. And also, if your business lives in your head, you don't have a business. You are the business. And the whole point with building a business and getting it to that point of scaling is that you are no longer the business. You have built a business. You need a CRM. Number 7, build trust, generate leads, and get sales with content marketing. Right? What did I say? YouTube, content marketing. Doing an Instagram post or a LinkedIn post, content marketing, right? Sending an email, content marketing. Content marketing is an important part of building a business. It is a big way that we establish our subject matter expertise. We build that know, like, trust, right? People really get to know us, know our personalities. They trust that we're good at what we do. It is an important tool, but a lot of service-based business owners, when they start, they think all they should do is create content. No, wrong. Your highest ROI, return on investment, your highest time ROI, effort and energy ROI is going to be networking and booking networking and sales calls, visibility and booking networking and sales calls, getting people onto your email list and booking networking and sales calls. We need to be prioritizing booking meetings, not creating content. When you are new and you have barely any following and you're not doing paid advertising, your content is going into the abyss of nothingness. I want you to think about when you scrolled last. How much of the smaller people that you actually know did you see? How many of their posts did you actually see? I rarely see any of the people I follow see their posts. I don't see them. If I go to their stories, I do. But when I'm on Reels, I mostly see weightlifting stuff, but that's because I'm a power lifter and I watch a lot of weightlifting stuff. But you know what I mean? The algorithm is not your friend at this point, right? Now, I talked about wanting to establish yourself as a brand and a personal brand and a business brand. And, we create content because we're starting to lay that foundation now, but that takes years to build. And you don't have time to wait to get customers and sales and grow your business until your content has caught up, right? This is, again, I will share this video in the description. You are not a content creator, is my point. You are not a content creator. You are a business owner. Your job is to get business, not build a following and sell other people's products and services. That's what a content creator does, right? Makes lots of content, builds an audience, gets a following, builds trust, and then says, hey, here's a brand I think you'll like, go buy their stuff. That's not you. You have to rethink content creating, right? It's not about going viral. It's not about creating more content faster. It's about, how do I use platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube? How do I use these platforms to be able to connect directly with people? How do I use these platforms to be able to build trust that I'm good at what I do? Your content marketing really needs to be focused on that trust building, on generating leads, getting people into your email list, getting them into a funnel of some sort, getting them to book a call with you, and then getting sales. How do we convert? So let's look at these again, the 7 pillars, right? Number 1, build your 4 networks. Number 1. Number 2, grow your brand and founder visibility. Get yourself noticed, seen in the ecosystems, in front of the audiences, in front of the people that need to know that you exist. Number 3, perfect that networking call. Book those networking calls. Keep on top of those networking calls, build relationships, get confident being yourself and building relationships. Number 4, perfect that sales call, specifically the free sales call. I have the video template for you. You need to get comfortable selling. Number 5, grow your email community. As you're meeting all these people, get them onto your email list. Obviously with consent, friends, don't add people without consent. It's illegal, it's creepy, and it's icky. Don't do it. invite them to join your community, and that community is facilitated through your email list. Number 6, optimize and automate your CRM. That is the brain of your business. Don't keep it in your head. Use a CRM. And then finally, number 7, build trust, connect with potential clients, and get sales through content marketing. Remember that you are not a content creator. Use content marketing as a way to build trust and get people into the email list, get people into a call, and get sales or network. Literally, I just gave you the keys to the kingdom right there. That is it. These are the 7 pillars of building a service-based business. This is what it takes. When you look at what you do in the day, I want you to have this list of 7 things and ask, okay, what category does this fall under? If it doesn't fall under this category, I'm not doing it. The other thing is, give me a moment. What did I say? Where should your time be going? 60% relationship building, 20% service delivery, 20% everything else. Where does content go in here? It goes into everything else. And that includes everything else, your invoicing, your bookkeeping, your calendar management, responding to emails. That goes into everything else. So if you're sitting here going, yeah, this counts, this is content marketing. Lindsay said I could do content marketing. Okay, but you got this much time to do it. And this much time to be spent on relationship building. So where does your time need to be prioritized? All right, this is where we're gonna wrap up video 1. That was a lot of information, and I want you to pause and digest what we went over, reflect on your own business and the business building activities that you've been doing so far, the pillars you've been focused on growing in your business development strategies, and think about where you might need to shift the way that you're thinking or some of the activities that you're doing. Now, as you've been taking in all this information today, if you are starting to realize that your sales skills could be improved, I want you to go ahead and grab my ick-free sales tools. This is where I've compiled some of my videos, including my sales-free sales call template and a workbook with 45 different scripts that you can use to start sales conversations. And I want to give you a little hint here. When we're selling, we're not just selling our offers, right? Some of the time we're even selling ourselves. Maybe we're pitching ourselves to be on a podcast or on a panel. We're selling our ideas, whether we're creating content or we're on a stage talking about our big ideas that we want people to consider and think about and process. Sometimes we're just doing things like asking for introductions or asking to be included when you're out at a conference and you want to go to lunch with somebody. There are many ways that we are selling some sort of idea, offer, or even ourselves to the folks in our world, and we can get really frozen in fear, get really stuck and in our heads. So these scripts are simply questions that help you get these conversations started. Ask for the thing you need. Ask folks if they want to buy from you or work with you. Ask if they even want to talk about what you do. It's all about how we approach these conversations in an ick-free way. So enough talking about the tools. Go get them. You're going to love them. The other thing that I want you to think about is if you are in full swing with your business, you are getting traction, you are getting growth, things are happening, and you find yourself feeling really exhausted, you're kind of burning out or really close to it, you feel like you can't catch your breath. I'd love for you to go grab this free assessment I've got for you. It is going to help you see if your business is relying on your free labor. And this is a really eye-opening one because it takes you through a process of understanding how much work you are putting into the business, how much it would cost if you were going to hire other folks to do this, and if your business is actually profitable or is the only reason it's making all this money and getting all this growth because it's relying on your free labor. And remember, if your business relies on your free labor, if your business is living in your head, if everything is being done by you, we're not building a business, you are the business. And we need to shift that mindset to get you out of being the business into building one that can support your lifestyle, not suck up all of your time, energy, and life. I am so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for watching part 1 of this video. I can't wait for you to dive into part 2. If you're still with us, oh my God, why not drop a brain emoji into that chat? Let me know how your brain is doing. As always, I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell so you get notified when I post new content. Like this video, obviously, so the YouTube algorithm knows, hey, people are liking this, let me show it to more people. And more than anything, I want you to take a moment to be really proud of yourself for the work that you've done, for the steps that you're taking to build a business all your own, for the impact you have on the people in your world, whether it's through your work or through who you are as a person. And remind yourself that building a business is hard, but you can do hard things, and both you and your business are worth it. All right, we'll see you over for video 2. Until then, friends, we'll see you online.
We keep on moving along, we keep on